What is up, YouTube fragrance family and friends? I'm Tommy with Studio Sense and welcome to another video review. Today I have a brand new release, so together we're going to do this unboxing and first impression, take a look at this fragrance, see if it's going to be a great summer pickup. I have high hopes for this. Now I got it from a supplier that I typically don't get fragrances from, so it just arrived today. And so when we return, we're going to take a closer look at Zadig Voltaire's This Is Love. That and more, so stay tuned. So Zadig Voltaire, or Zadig and Voltaire, is a design house that has released some pretty good fragrances in the past. A lot of hype was surrounding one fragrance that is called This Is Him. It's a fantastic cooler weather, fall or winter related fragrance simply because it's an oriental fragrance. Now it does have a cool side to it though. The thing that I really appreciate about This Is Him is it also can be worn in summertime. It can be worn in the cooler evenings of summer, or those summer days barely rising above 67, 68 degrees. It's kind of a superb masculine incense-based fragrance for men. So when I saw they were releasing a new fragrance called This Is Love, I definitely wanted to check it out. So together, let's check out that presentation. Kind of a light to medium purple, and it's embossed with Zadig Voltaire all across the box, but it does say This Is Love with a heart being the O in the word love, and then that is in white lettering that's embossed, and then you've got the entire box is embossed, at least on the front, with Zadig Voltaire. The back is a very clean surface with just your ingredients listing. You've got their website at the bottom and then the distributor. And then across the bottom front, you've got eau de toilette concentration, 100 ml bottle or 3.3 fluid ounces. Of course, you've got the Z and V on the top of the box. If you like the color purple, it's a cool looking box, but the best thing about the presentation, in my estimation, is that bottle. They use the same bottle for all their men's fragrance across the board. This Is Him is a fantastic offering, super solid offering from Zadig Voltaire. I have that, but I really like that bottle. It's meant to push together and become a single unit when you take the female version of This Is Him, This Is Her, and you put it together. It's like a broken rock on one side, and you put them together. They form a single unified whole, which is what marriage or partnership is supposed to be all about. So Zadig Voltaire, This Is Love. It's a bottle with a two-tone gradient. I'll call it a gradient since there's two colors involved, and it morphs one into the other. We can do that. So one side starts green and then it goes into blue, and they're split down the middle. These colors are right next to each other in the color theory wheel. And of course you've got the white lettering, Zadig Voltaire, This Is Love, against that green and dark blue background, which just really makes it pop. Zadig Voltaire is not new to the cool bottle presentation, however, because they have the This Is Him No Rules, I believe. It's almost like a camo looking kind of bottle. And then they've got the This Is Him, the capsule collection. And then of course the latest release, This Is Us, which is a unisex fragrance, and I believe that's in a either white or clear bottle. At any rate, you'll notice if you go to the Zadig Voltaire website and you go to This Is Love, it says something like a quiver of bergamot, a sliver of sandalwood, a burst of orange blossom. So really those are the only 3 published notes in this fragrance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to smell the fragrance, try it out on my skin, and then see if I can't guess if there are any additional notes besides those 3. So let's go ahead and check out the juice. I also have Just Rock, I think it's called. Just Rock is supposed to be similar to This Is Him, but at any rate, when you get 2 of these bottles together and you slide them together, that's how they're supposed to fit. Oh, nice. It was already pre-primed for me. I think it came from Spain to get here, so it had time to get some juice in that atomizer. So what they've very clearly done here is they have taken the This Is Him formula and they've created the summer version of it. This is ostensibly a fall fragrance, so then this would make this a spring and summer fragrance. Of course, the colors themselves would lead you to believe that that's the case. It definitely has that This Is Him DNA running through the very heart of this. It's very lightly powdery, a little bit balsamic powdery, and that orange blossom kind of reminds me of Prada Luna Rossa, because that's the primary ingredient in that. That's what I get in Prada Luna Rossa, is that really heavy hitting orange blossom. Although this, at least so far off a tester strip, it's got a little bit more of a modern spin to it. I actually, believe it or not, like it a little bit better, at least in the open, than Prada Luna Rossa. So really liking it off a tester strip, but let's check it out on skin. Don't have anything else on today. It's so aromatic and pleasant in the air. There's that creamy, woody, masculine sandalwood in there. There's definitely the citrus of the bergamot and the orange blossom, but I'm also sensing a little bit of, you've got to have something to give your fragrance some lift. So there's a little bit of kick in this for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and say there's black pepper in there. While there's no overt sweetness to This Is Love, there is a little bit of a sweet side to it, kind of a sweet after effect. Also, an additional creaminess would be from like vanilla. So a little bit of sweetness, a little bit more creamy, mixing with that sandalwood would be a vanilla. So if I had to do an unofficial note breakdown, it would go something like this.
Zadig Voltaire This Is Love features notes of bergamot, orange blossom, black pepper, vanilla, and sandalwood.
So that's an idea of at least what I think is in it. We know at least 3 of those are factual notes in this fragrance, and maybe not, my nose is just picking out the rest or imagining the rest. We'll have to wait and see until there's a little bit more information published about this fragrance, but that should give you at least an idea of what you're looking at, whether you might like this or not. I will say that if you do like the original This Is Him, if you're a fan of this, you'll probably really like this. So what are some of the differences? Well, this is a little bit more incensey, right? It's a little bit more dark. This is an oriental fragrance. This is not what I would consider an oriental fragrance, but it's definitely it's not a marine fragrance, not an aquatic fragrance. It's not a summer freshie. It's definitely not a blue fragrance. So you've got a little bit of citrus, a little bit of fruit, but primarily the biggest hitter in this, the 2 biggest hitters in this are the orange blossom and the sandalwood. If you like anything about those characteristics or attributes in this fragrance, you'll probably enjoy it. This fragrance is gonna work so well in an office environment. I would say it's probably one of the better scents I've found lately, for the new releases anyway. In close proximity to people, this is gonna work really, really well. It's a little bit more subdued, like it's had some time on my skin to dry down, and what's left is really just a very warm, slightly subdued, warm, but very present. It's definitely not a skin scent. It's a warm mix of orange blossom, sandalwood, and just a skosh, if I can use the word skosh, just a little bit of vanilla to sweeten it up a little bit, to make it a little bit more creamy. It has a very warm sensibility on the skin. Those are characteristics typically slated for a winter fragrance, a fall fragrance. But it's working really well in this, what I consider a summertime, spring and summer fragrance. Zadig Voltaire has done a really good job of transmutating or translating the This Is Him profile or DNA into a summertime offering. I think it's gonna be a slow burn. I think people are gonna pick this up and gonna really like it. It's gonna be primarily a casual wear scent, but I can definitely see wearing this around other people in an upscale environment. There'd be nothing wrong with it, but it's a little bit more earthy sandalwood than what upscale is normally used to. So the woods in here are definitely a casual feeling, kind of a casual laid back, but very warm, very appealing, very warm, very magnetic. It's an alluring fragrance. There's a little bit of a magnetism in here. If someone smells this on you, it's gonna pull compliments. I guarantee you this is gonna be a compliment puller on a subdued level, on a smaller basis. Definitely not a Dior Sauvage basis, but it's a very nice, very solid offering from Zadig and Voltaire. Guys, thanks for stopping by and checking out my unboxing and first impressions of this fine new release by Zadig and Voltaire, This Is Love. I think it's a really fine offering. It's a solid representation of a summertime version of This Is Him. Again, thanks so much for stopping by and checking out my video. As always, thank you so much for your support here on my channel. I'm Tommy with Studio Sense, and I'll see you tomorrow.